Hey guys, it's Jesus Loving Buddy. I'm making a video today called Disproving Atheism and Proving God Through Morality, in quotation marks, meter stick analogy. And the purpose of this argument is to demonstrate that there is objective morality as well as subjective morality. And that was put in place by the Judeo-Christian God. And we as human beings have broken this moral standard or law that He has given us, and that we need to accept the payment that Jesus Christ offers us, from which he gave us when He died on the cross. Now remember, these are my opinions, and you can disagree with me, make a video response, comments, all that jazz, and I'm going to try to hit you pretty hard intellectually, but be really cool on emotions. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or anything like that. I just want to get some information that I feel is very important. Okay, first off, I'm going to define objective morality. What is objective? Objective is defined by Webster's dictionary as relating to or existing as an object of thought without consideration of independent existence, used chiefly in medieval philosophy, of relating to an object, or being an object, phenomenon, or condition in the realm of sensible experience, independent of individual thought and perceptible by all observers, having reality independent of the mind. So it has nothing to do with the way I feel. It just is, and there's nothing that anybody can do about it. Now I'm going to define subjective, and it is defined as peculiar to a particular individual or personal, modified or affected by a personal views, experience, or background. So this is how I feel. Subjective is how I feel. It's my personal opinion, blah, blah, blah. With this in mind, in the concept of morality, the difference between right and wrong, there is both subjective morality and objective morality, because subjective morality is based on objective morality. Okay, so objective morality, in the sense, is a standard to which we discuss morality, and subjective morality is simply a person's viewpoints on objective morality put in place. Therefore, if objective morality did not exist, there would be no subjective morality, because there would be nothing to base your opinion upon. So keep in mind that there is no other way objective morality can come into place other than by a God, because the only way to place a set of rules is to distribute punishment when those rules are broken. That's what God does. If there is no punishment for these objective rules, then there is no point to these rules to begin with. Alright, now I use a meter stick as an analogy. Okay, using a meter stick is a perfect example of this, because objective morality has a standard, in which there is also a standard in how we measure things. So when I tell a carpenter I need a block of wood that is like 2 meters by 3 meters, he knows exactly what I'm talking about. Much like if I say murder, rape, and theft are all wrong, everybody knows what I'm talking about, because they go back to their objective standard that God gave them, and they know those things are evil. Thus, there is no disagreement of how to measure 5 meters, much like there is no disagreement in saying murder, theft, and rape are wrong. We all know that. People will try and argue that there is no objective morality, but only subjective morality, which I said earlier is not possible, because you can't refer to a standard and then say the standard does not exist. They'll say something to the effect of, I perceive good and evil in this way, thus I know what good and evil is, but it's only for me. But if there is no standard, then how can you say something is good or evil at all? It's like saying, okay, this is 5 centimeters, referring to the standard, but it's only 5 centimeters for me, and everybody else just naturally knows what I'm talking about some way, somehow. I don't get it, but it's true. It's like they try to avoid admitting they have a moral standard by actually referring to the objective moral standard that God gave them. Like I said before, you can't have a subjective personal opinion about something that doesn't exist. Also, if there is no objective morality, then rape, murder, and murder are not right or wrong. It's free game. But obviously no one will agree with that, which aids the objective moral arguments. Next, people will argue that somehow a form of objective morality emerged through an evolutionary process, but that is still not objective morality, because you could still break the law and get away with it if no one found out. And if that's true, then we should all try and break the law any and every chance we get, as long as we don't get caught. Again, objective morality is outside of us, meaning the law. It's outside of the law or the government. It is managed and governed by God. That way, it does not matter if any physical person sees. So if somebody sees me do something wrong, or if nobody sees me do something wrong, it's still wrong, even though nobody saw me do it. Some will try and refute this by saying murder, theft, and rape are only perceived as evil or excuse me, some will try and refute this by saying murder, rape, and theft are perceived as evil because they are unbeneficial to society. But all they're really saying is trading the words good and evil for beneficial and unbeneficial, which changes nothing because they have to explain where they got this standard of beneficial or unbeneficial. I mean, they'll talk about numbers, like if people die, well then that's less people than there was before, and that's bad. And I say, well, why is that bad? What standard do you have that tells you that's bad? Just because there's less people doesn't mean why is that bad? Like, you have to give me a reason other than just because. If there is no if there is no objective morality, then there would be nothing to base your opinion off of. Therefore, there would be no subjective morality either. Consequently, saying something is either evil or beneficial would be as silly as saying something like, the color green is evil. There is no standard that says which colors are better or which colors are either good or evil. That's just a ridiculous thing to say. In conclusion, since an objective standard could only have come from a God, we have obviously broken that standard by way of sin, in which we have stolen something regardless of its value. We've all told lies, we've all committed sins or have been immoral in some way or another, and we have to give account to God for that. Or those things simply aren't wrong at all. If we as human beings want to reconcile our relationship with God, we need His forgiveness because we have broken His law and have become immoral. So in this instance, on Judgment Day, He will say, I have such and such things against you. You have broken this law. You can either pay the fine yourself or you can accept the payment that Jesus Christ is offering. But by then it will be too late. No judge is going to let you go until the payment is made, and neither will God. So you can pay for the sins yourself or you can let Jesus pay for them. It's your decision. So, yes, that is my viewpoint on this. And it seems to me pretty obvious that because there's objective morality, there has to be a God. Otherwise, there is no right and wrong at all. And if you guys, like I said, do your video response thing, do your comment thing. And if you want to check out my notes, they're on the sidebar. I recommend checking out my notes because then you can look through it all and you can critique them how you want. And my notes, I like to think my notes are pretty legit. So, yes, God bless you guys. Take it easy. Hope you have a good one.